What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. My name is Franco Torres and I am a professional guitar player from Puerto Rico. I play guitar, and when I'm not playing guitar I'm teaching guitar, and when I'm not doing that I'm recording guitar. So basically I just play guitar. And when I'm not doing that, I am starting to get into photography and filmmaking, which is something that I love a lot, almost as much as music. But don't tell my guitarist that, because I have a guitar thing right there and my guitars are back there. Anywho, today I'm going to be talking about this camera, which is the first camera I got. I'm recording this on my RP by Canon and on my new lens, which is the 16-35 f2.8L, which is my favorite lens so far that I got. I have a few other lenses, but this one is just so creamy. It looks amazing. It feels great. It's just awesome. So anyways, going to this, I'm gonna talk about why I recommend this camera, and why I'm talking about this camera. A few of my friends have been asking me, and commenters alike have been asking me what camera I was using for my videos. So I'm gonna talk about why I started with this camera. But yeah, so I got this camera last year. It was at around this time actually last year, the Canon M50. I got it off of a deal on B&H, and I got it for a stupid price. I got it for around $500, including an SD card, including its kit lens, which is this one right here, the camera body, and just a few other things, which was valued at around $650 to $700 US, and I got it for $500 off of B&H, which was amazing, a stupid deal of that sort. And I got it, and then a few months after I got this lens, which is the one that I have here, which is a Sigma 16mm ef-em, which is particularly for this mount. It doesn't work on this other camera, but it's a great lens to pair with this camera. So yeah, I got this camera because I can record 4K. It's a really compact, it fits in one hand. And that being said, it's really comfortable for certain things. For other ones, it's maybe not that comfortable, as it fits in 2 fingers. If I try to cram up 3 fingers in here, it kind of feels like it may fall because I don't have that good of a grip. But that's because I have ginormous hands. But for someone with smaller hands, it's a great camera body to have on your hands, and it's a great introduction to mirrorless cameras. So it has really good specs. It records like 60 frames in HD, it records 24 frames, it records 29 frames for those of you that like to record in 29 frames. And then the 4K isn't that great, but it does have 4K if you need it. And if you're starting out, having a camera for $500 that has 4K, that's a pretty big deal. So yeah, I got this camera, and I started taking photos and whatnot. I've got to post a few of the ones that I've taken. And it just helped me better my quality so much in my videos. Of course, besides this, I also have the EF to ef-em adapter, which I got with the Nifty 50 from Canon, the Canon 50mm 1.8, which is just an amazing lens as well. And kind of paired with that lens and the kit lens, I kind of was feeling like it was everything that I could need for that time, learning. As I started to learn and get more into this craft, I got this lens, which is an amazing pair. Like I highly recommend this line of contemporary lenses that Sigma made for the Canon M series, the 16mm. They also have a 30, either a 30 or 36, I'm not sure, I don't remember right now, and then a 50 or a 56, something like that, of that sort. And those are all great lenses. I have friends that have the 30mm, I have friends that have the 56mm, I think, and then I have the 16mm, and it works really good with this camera. It just makes it kind of record really creamy. Some of my videos here on YouTube are with this camera and this lens. Most of them actually, like most of the videos that I've been talking here on my channel have been recorded with this little guy right here and this lens. And then the ones that I'm playing, I'm usually using the 15mm, because that lens just looks so great, for close-ups and for guitar playing. It just looks amazing. Now I'm starting to use, of course, this lens. I'm also using the 24-70 f4L, which is also a really good lens, and the Canon RP for videos where I'm playing. And then I'm using them both for dual shots, where I have one camera set in one place, one camera set in the other one, and it just makes it look so cool. And then of course that's kind of the setup that I'm running for when I get hired to record videos and whatnot. But yeah, why do I recommend this camera? I mean, for $500, at least at that price is the price that I got it. Now we have the Mark II, so you can get the Mark I maybe even cheaper at, you know, blowout sales or whatnot. You know, for $500 you cannot beat this camera. For the price, it's just amazing, because I mean, it gives you money to spare for maybe a tripod and for maybe some lights, which you can get pretty cheap on Amazon. And it's gonna work just great, and it's a really cool camera to kind of introduce yourself into photography. I am nowhere near anywhere I want to be in my craft as a photographer or filmmaker. You know, this is something that I do on the side, because I'm a guitar player, I'm a musician, so I started doing this out of necessity, out of wanting to better my craft and better my content and whatnot. And then I fell in love with this, and I started taking more photos, and I started taking more pictures, and started making more videos, and here we are. And I'm talking about this camera because, you know, I've had a few friends ask about why use this camera and why not maybe another one. Of course, there's another really good brands like Sony. Sony has other great cameras, Nikon, Leica, you know, they all have great cameras. However, I am leaning towards Canon, because Canon, I like the colors, I like that it's easier to use. It's something that I've kind of had a certain sort of experience using Canon cameras, as my parents back in the day, they had like a camera, like a Canon digital camera when they started to come out, and it was something that it was really fun for me. However, you know, I didn't really get that much into that until last year, when I got my camera for myself, and I started, you know, to take pictures and to take some shots that just made me fall in love more with this. In fact, the first picture that I took was of my dog, and it looks amazing. It's something that I really enjoy a lot to look back to. And you know, I don't know how good I am at this, but I really know that I have gotten a lot better than, you know, how I was when I started to do this. And it's something that I just enjoy to look back on to, and look how I've grown as an amateur photographer and videographer, or filmmaker, however you want to say it. And I've had so much fun with this. This has a flip out screen, so it's something that I highly suggest over any Sony variant. Flip out screen for when you're, you know, recording yourself as a guitarist. It's gonna help you. Knowing what you're recording from up front is kind of really helpful, because if you kind of don't like that take, you can just, you know, move the camera around and you're looking at what you're recording. You know, not like the Sonys, at least the ones that kind of rival the M50, you can't do that. However, I do know that Sony cameras are known for having like a little bit more range when working on the color science and whatnot. However, I really enjoy the colors out of this camera. They're really good, and you know, this paired with some lighting is gonna make your videos look killer. So yeah, this camera is really good. And then the Sigma lenses that come for this camera are, you know, also gonna step up your game. The 30mm and the 50 something mil are really cheap lenses for this camera. They're really something that you can get for it, and it's gonna make it the whole much better. You know, this is basically my setup for when I teach, and my students, you know, like the quality of what they get when, you know, they're taking classes with me, because it's a really cool camera and it looks really good. It's good gear, you know, for the price. It's really good. Yeah, that's kind of the camera that I recommend. Of course, if you don't like Canon, you can always go look elsewhere. There's a lot of great cameras out there, but for the price, to me, you cannot beat the M50. That's kind of why I recommend it, and kind of why I lean towards this when people are asking me what camera to use, what camera to get when recording videos like the ones that I do. So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to drop a like down below, drop a comment. I want to, you know, hear what you think about this and about this camera, if you've had your experience with it. And if you want to support me, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one.